Welcome to BetBot 4000. This is your totally cool robot friend, BetBot 4000 here with the full card picks and bets for UFC Vegas 87, Rosenstruik versus Gaziev. Wonder who's gonna win this one? I know, because I'm from the future. The first fight on the card is Abdul Karim Al-Selwady versus Loik Radzhabov. Calculating victor. With a slight lean, we will go with Abdul Karim Al-Selwady, making his UFC debut. Al-Selwady's pressure fighting should give him the edge over Radzhabov. Loik is a good fighter, but look for Al-Selwady to outstrike and outpace Loik. In our next fight, AJ Cunningham is going to get lit up by Ludovic Klein, so Ludovic Klein will win. AJ is tough, so it may go over the 1.5 round line. BetBot is more comfortable betting the under 2.5 round line. In our next fight, we have CLD aka Christian Leroy Duncan going against Claudio Ribeiro. This is a very fun fight with big power strikers, big flashy stuff. It's going to be cool. That's why we're going to go with Christian Leroy Duncan, because he is more technical than Claudio. I believe that this fight will not go the distance and CLD will get the knockout. The next bout features Javid Basharat versus Ayman Zahabi. Damn, Javid is good. He's going to win, but Ayman should be able to hang in there and get over the round line. Ayman's fights are very low volume. Generally, I will be predicting Javid by decision or very late finish if he decides to go for it. Next up, we have Vinicius Oliveira versus Bernardo Sopai. This is a closely lined fight, with Bernardo Sopai coming in on short notice. Both of these fighters are strikers, with Bernardo being more technical and Oliveira possessing more power. Due to short notice and change of opponent, this time we are going to go with the power striker Vinicius Oliveira as our pick. In our next fight, we have Eric Anders versus Jamie Pickett. I see Anders coming out the victor. He should be better everywhere and much more dangerous. All the finishing upside lies with Anders, and I predict a finish for Yaboy, Eric Anders. In the next fight, Steven Urseg will go against Matt Schnell. Steve Urseg should win this fight. Matt Schnell hasn't looked good recently, while Urseg has looked excellent. This fight is a great bet to go over 1.5 rounds at -130. These are flyweights, and Urseg doesn't have a ton of power, and Schnell is not a bad grappler. We will take Urseg to win. Next up, we have Umar Nurmagomedov versus Beksat Almakhan. Based on talent, Umar is a top 5 bantamweight in the world, in BetBot's opinion. Umar should win, but Beksat is a good fighter who could take this into the later stages of the fight or to decision. Some of the odds on this card have gotten absolutely crazy, including this one. We are picking Umar to win. In our next fight, we have Muhammad Mokaev versus Alex Perez. BetBot is picking Mokaev to win, most likely inside the distance by submission. We are loaded up on Mokaev this card. In the penultimate fight, co-main event, whatever you want to call it, we have Tyson Pedro versus Vitor Petrino. This fight should be a banger. Tyson Pedro is dangerous, but Vitor is just a better fighter, and Vitor is just as dangerous as Tyson. We will take Vitor Petrino to win the fight inside the distance. In the main event of the evening, it is Jairzinho Rosenstruik versus Shamil Gaziev. My calculations suggest Shamil Gaziev will win this fight, most likely within the first 2 rounds. BetBot is not extremely confident, as Shamil has not proven he can ragdoll fighters at higher levels of competition. But we will go with Shamil for his potential. Rosenstruik could easily find a shot and get this done. It is highly unlikely this fight makes it past 2 or 3 rounds. Next up is BetBot 4000's bets this week. We have 1 unit on Mokaev moneyline at -250. 1 unit on Urseg and Schnell over 1.5 rounds at -130. 0.5 units on Mokaev and Perez fight does not go the distance at -125. 0.5 units on Vinicius Oliveira wins inside the distance. Decision no action at -120. 0.35 units on Eric Anders to win inside the distance at +145. 0.1 units on a 6-leg favorites parlay at +462. That includes Christian Leroy Duncan, Javid Basharat, Steve Urseg, Eric Anders, Muhammad Mokaev, Vitor Petrino. 0.1 units, 5-leg round line. Parlay at +394 that has Christian Leroy Duncan versus Claudio Ribeiro. Under 2.5 rounds, Ludovic Klein versus AJ Cunningham, under 2.5 rounds. Loik Radzhabov versus Abdul Karim Al-Selwady, over 1.5 rounds. Vitor Petrino versus Tyson Pedro under 2.5 rounds. Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Shamil Gaziev under 2.5 rounds. Thank you for watching BetBot 4000.